A very good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to the day 3 of Digital Transformation Summit. We had an amazing day 1 and day 2 with participation from speakers, more than 75 speakers from across the globe, especially from the government from the government sector, from the private sector, and also those experts from across the globe. Day one was focusing on healthcare sector. We had many policymakers from state governments and government of India, and also those from the private health ecosystem. And yesterday we had an amazing, vibrant sessions with participation from several state governments, and we had the pleasure of inviting Sri Tushar Kant Behraji, who is the Minister for IT and Electronics with the government of Odisha. And I would also like to tell you all that over the period we had several states, more than 15 states participating. And now I am looking forward for yet another interesting sessions throughout our day 3. Digital Transformation Summit has been hosted by the Government of Odisha, Department of IT and Electronics, co-hosted by Moradabad Smart City, organized by eGov Connect, iLog Media, and APAC News Network. So today, my name is Sudhir Gautam, senior editor with APAC News Network. I welcome you all to this first session of day 3. So this particular session would be focusing on leveraging technology for smart cities, the transformation of smart cities by and for a inclusive, responsive, connected, and sustainable uh, smart city uh, practices. So I have the pleasure in introducing you to our first speaker, who is down south from the state of Kerala, which is known as God's own country. A 2008 IAS officer. He is currently the CEO of Thiruvananthapuram Smart City Limited, and also the director for Kerala Tourism Department. We'll get to know the amazing work he has done as a CEO, and also in the past his experience in the leveraging technology. Please join me in welcoming Mr. P. Balakiran, IAS, CEO, Smart City, Thiruvananthapuram. Welcome, Mr. P. Balakiran.
Thank you, Sudhir, for the nice introduction. So you want me to speak for some time, or should we introduce everybody and then?
I'll introduce all the speakers, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
We are also joined by Mr. Satya Prakash Patel, IAS, who is the Municipal Commissioner and also the CEO for Aligarh Municipal Corporation, and also Aligarh Smart City Limited from the state of Uttar Pradesh. Namaskar, Satya Prakash ji. Welcome.
Namaskar. Namaskar.
We have some amazing panel to put forward the experience, the industry expertise, and also who have been working. All the speakers now I'm going to introduce have more than 2 decades of experience. We have Mr. Vivek Ogra, partner PwC, who would be moderating this session. And he has experience of more than 23 years in the field of smart cities and especially the smart mobility. Welcome, Mr. Ogra.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. And we're
My
also
pleasure.
joined by Mr. Akhilesh Avanish, who is the Director, Business Development for the Public Sector, Oracle India. He has a stint in Accenture, also from PwC, and we'll get to see his and experience, his enriched experience in our discussions now. Welcome, Mr. Akhilesh. Thanks for joining us. And we're also joined by Mr. Jagan, who is the Director, Marketing from the Western Digital. He has a special expertise in data storage and also e-governance. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Jagan.
Okay.
We will also be joined by Mr. Lalit Jain, who is the Director cum Special Secretary from the state of Himachal Pradesh with Rural Development and Panchayat Raj Department. And On behalf of Dr. C. Vanlalramsanga, who is the Commissioner and Secretary with the Urban Development Government of Mizoram, we'll have Chetan Anand representing him, and we'll also be joined by Jagannath Chelliah. Sorry. We'll also be joined by Dr. Garima Mittal, who is the CEO for Faridabad Smart City Limited. So, with this, I would request Mr. Vivek Ogra to take over and moderate this session. Looking forward for an interesting, enriched deliberations. Over to you, Mr. Ogra.
Thank you, Sudhir. So nice of you to have all introduced to the audience. And I welcome all my co-panelists today. And I'm sure, the topic is so, interesting. We will certainly have a very enriching discussion on this panel. So to just set the ball rolling, I believe today's topic is a very pertinent topic as we are completing first cycle of implementation of technologies in smart cities, and probably is a good time to really reflect back on how responsive, connected, and sustainable are our initiatives in the city. Now, when we say it is responsive, connected, and sustainable, let me try and articulate in my way how do I see systems to be responsive, connected, and sustainable. So there are two sides to all of these terms that we are using right now. Responsive from the technology standpoint and responsive from an outcome standpoint. So, is my technology responsive enough to look at my future needs? Or on an ongoing basis, does it respond rightly to my needs of compute, application, data requirements, communication requirements, so on and so forth? And the other side, which is more of an outcome, which is it responsive enough to user needs, which is the citizen? Or the stakeholder which is using that infrastructure to drive services, insights, and so on and so forth. I think there are these two sides which I believe are very, very important when we are really looking at adoption of technologies delivering for us. So today, insights to action framework is much more important as an outcome than just having a technology there for a particular purpose. Second, are we really connecting our different use cases that we have developed in the city? For example, in an urban area, an urban setting, there are so many functions that a municipal corporation or the authority will carry out. For example, solid waste management, water management, transport, so many things. I mean, citizen-facing applications. Now, there's so much of data getting generated. How are we really linking all of these together to provide one single outcome, which is happiness to a citizen feeling that there has been a quantum change in the way the systems are being delivered, services are being delivered, before a user could even think of, let's say, cleaning. Is there a perception that suddenly there is technology which is driving the process of when, what, and how? I think that's very important, and that will happen when we connect different use cases together, we correlate them together, and create an insights to action framework for every person in that chain of command, whether it is the city administrator or it is a contractor who is delivering a service. Then everybody needs an insight at certain levels to be able to deliver their work right. And finally, sustainability is very, very important to me in many ways. For example, we've seen that e-government initiatives have been there for a very long time. On one side, we see there are a lot of initiatives which have kind of done a lot of cycles and have matured, but a lot of initiatives die down simply because either the technology or the financing or the institutional mechanism was not created to sustain that activity over a period of time, and it becomes part of the organization. So I think these three, I believe, are very, very important aspects, and with the experience of I think we have an absolutely good balanced panel today. We've got administrators who are implementing this, getting this to work for the citizens in the city, and then we've got technology guys who are helping us do it right. So I can start with Mr. P. Bala, if that's okay, to really look at how are we really looking at developing these strategies in Thiruvananthapuram, and do you have a plan of how you connect all of these together to deliver an insights to action framework? After you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Vivek Ogra, for the beautiful introduction. I think you have hit the nail on the head when you said that what are the aspects that we should consider when we talk about e-governance. In fact, in many of the e-governance sessions that we involve and many of the discussions which the policymakers undertake with both the technology and industry stakeholders and also the common citizen stakeholders, it is always about when we talk about e-governance, it is always about governance more than electronic. So as the saying goes, that it is 95% governance issues to be undertaken in the e-governance project, and maybe 5% of the electronic and IT enabled services which has to be taken. So having said that, the reason why we consider e-governance as a tool to give governance is because electronic governance or information technology or internet or IT enabled services, all these paraphernalia give us very good innate positives. For example, when we talk about internet based services or internet based governance or e-governance, there are some things which are given by default. For example, transparency. So whenever you put something on e-governance, it is open for everybody to see. Secondly, lightning quick speed. So once the application is on e-governance, so once a decision is taken at a particular level, it is transmitted at the speed of light to everybody in within seconds or milliseconds. The third one is equitable platform. So when everything is put on e-governance platform, there is no iron curtain anywhere. So people can see whatever applications that happen, and whatever is put forth on the plate is actually easily seen for everybody. So these three pillars are the ones which we should base governance on, and that's what e-governance bring forward. So when we talk about digital transformation of the smart cities, that is very relevant, in the sense that smart cities has given a great fillip to the use of technology in the city governance or the urban governance. I have been in IT sector for last 8 years. I've been director IT mission Kerala, and I have spearheaded this campaign of e-district, Aadhaar, UID, and Aadhaar enabled services, Aadhaar enabled banking systems, and integration of all this before. It is extremely difficult when we talk about integration of various services, but then it is extremely easy once it is implemented. It becomes very easy for people to use it very pertinently. So having said that, when the city governance is being talked about, we have always talked about the services which are extremely difficult to undertake. For example, this municipal corporation Trivandrum, the basic duties which it gives to basic facilities which it gives to citizens are, of course, the registration of birth, death, and marriage certificates, the various taxes that it collects, property tax, building tax, and professional tax, and so on, and most importantly, the building permit allotment, and many other D&O license which it gives. If all those are provided in the smart city platform on a digital way, it makes so much easier for the citizens to undertake all these activities. So these activities have been included in the smart city plan, SCP as we call it, when we conceived the smart city SCP and submitted to the smart cities mission Mahua. So when this happened, we have done a huge ward level exercise. We have done, in fact, we used EVMs for voting of various projects which have been put forward. And I'm happy to inform that in third round of smart cities, Trivandrum has come first. So we have been given allotted 1,538 crores, and I'm happy to inform that we have now at a stage where we have completed 100% tendering. Coming to the digital aspects, what we have included in the smart city, firstly, as you have rightly pointed out, that integration of all these services is very important. For that, we have come up with an integrated command control center. In fact, the tender is live as we speak, where almost 16 departments, various services, hundreds of services will be integrated into a single platform, and that will form the nerve center of urban service delivery in Trivandrum Smart City. And in fact, it has become a big success in even in COVID-related integration, where in the phase one smart cities, where integrated command control center has already come up. So there are various initiatives which you have taken in smart city using digital transformation, digital technology. One, as I said before, the integrated command control center will be integrating huge number of interdepartmental services into a single platform, and giving a huge video wall where all the departmental staff can sit under a single roof, and coordinate and make decision making easier for the citizens. And secondly, we have also come up with a traffic and safety command control center, which will put the onus of security and traffic safety on the forefront. For this, we have already floated the tender. The agreement is being signed, wherein almost 885 cameras will be set up across the Trivandrum smart city area, wherein not just the typical closed circuit television will be there, CCTV cameras will be there, but we also brought in new smart cameras wherein we can find out the red light violations, we can find out the speed overspeeding detections. We can also detect the automatic number plate recognition cameras through a smart camera system, and move it towards the traffic command control center, read the camera plates, read the number plates, get the database from the motor vehicle department registration database, and then bring it and deliver challans on the go. So all this will happen within seconds of commitment of offense, compared to the uh, manual mode of method, where somebody has to manually find out who is doing the traffic violation, maybe send a challan to his home, which will go by post, and then maybe he has to come to a particular uh, citizen seva center to buy this fan. And I think all this will be streamlined, and all the violations will be captured, all the safety violations will be captured, and the action will be taken within seconds. And that is what we want to bring in through these technologies in smart city. And second most important thing, which is becoming very relevant these days, is women's safety. So for that, we have come up with face recognition cameras within the smart city ABD area, and also emergency call boxes. So this will put in a lot of onus on 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 safety, especially the women and children safety. And police department and smart cities is actually working very closely to make it into a reality. I'll just touch upon one aspect and try to close it. So one aspect which we have touched upon is use of technology in other areas of governance as well. For example, electric mobility has been very close to our heart in Smart City Trivandrum. Now, as we speak, almost 30 electronic vehicles, e-autos and e-rickshaws are plying along the roads of Trivandrum. What we have done is we have put a GPS-based device on each of these systems, and including the location, the battery charge, and everything will be captured by the integrated command control center, and that can be visible not just to the decision making authorities, but to the common public as well. So if they want to know the nearest location of electric vehicle, that can also be found out through this application. And because we wanted it to be a citizen friendly interface, so we are also set up electronic vehicle charging machines, vending machines, and it has been a big success as we speak. And coming to the COVID also, we have tried to leverage the technologies. Apart from the dashboards which we have made up, licensing with various departments, we have also set up vending machines for masks, sanitizers, and
Wow.
gloves, I think, which has become part of life now. So that vending machines have also been lapped up very positively uh, by by the people of Trivandrum. So there are various activities which I'll discuss in as the discussion goes on. So with these thoughts, I would like to conclude my opening remarks and hand it over to Mr. Ogra.
Thank you, Mr. Balakiran. This was really nice to hear, what all is being implemented as part of the transformation. Now, I'd like to call upon Mr. Satya Patel, who is Commissioner, Aligarh Municipal Corporation. So we've seen we've heard from Mr. Balakiran as to what all elements are being implemented in Thiruvananthapuram. I'm sure there must be a similar program that must be happening in Aligarh, because in urban setting the 90% issues are similar, and the functions are also similar. However, every city has been able to redefine their own problems and solutions in their own area. And how have you viewed the smart city implementation from the digital perspective? And what are those important things that you're transforming in your city, leveraging the digital platforms to deliver resilient services? Up to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Uh, First of all, I will introduce about the Aligarh. Aligarh is famous for lock-fired industry and the famous Aligarh Muslim University. We are lucky enough to have a very good academic institution in our city. The smart city and AMU have a MOU. So we are using the academia and governance collaboration in my Aligarh smart city. What Mr. Kiran told, things are, I will not repeat the things because the urban governance is more or less same. But what specific Aligarh is doing, I will try to highlight here. There are two components of the one governance issue, how the technology enable us to give a good governance and public service delivery. So first of all, I will explain here about how the technology is easing the policymakers or city managers to govern the city in proper way. Especially in Aligarh, we have launched the ICCC program last year in month of August, and fortunately we are concluding our project in end of this month. Finally, on 31st of October, we will deliver all the project. So, how governance become easy in my city? We have taken the GIS input. So, through GIS, we have mapped the entire city. One interesting thing I like to share here, how the tax collection improved. Earlier, only 1,25,000 households are under the tax net. But fortunately, with the help of GIS, we have identified the 275 building footprints there. So, GIS technology, we have covered the 275,000 households under the tax net. So, enormous tax recovery increased with the help of technology. One important thing I would like to identify. The second important, the ITMS, Intelligent Traffic Management, how citizens feel the technology. First time, we introduced the Intelligent Traffic Management and traffic lights and traffic control. First of all, the city person, they will realize, yes, a smart city is really delivering something for them. Actually, we all are doing for the citizens. If citizens are happy with the services, certainly you technology people and we the administrator and city manager, we will feel satisfactory and pride that really we are delivering for the people. We have completed all the ITMS project and we have installed the 10 environmental sensor. So nowadays, around the NCR region, the air pollution is a major challenge in the COVID era. So how we are managing the air pollution through technology, we are monitoring the air quality control in the city from 10 places. We are identifying the most polluted area of the city. So water showering or other activities, enforcement activities, we are focusing in certain area where the pollution is occurring. So through technology, we are getting the exact data to act upon. We respond. The word is responsive. So we respond from the governance side how to control it. So that technology enable us through technology, we can cater the need of people. The third important from the governance side, we have launched 12 ERPs that includes the e-governance, finance, audit, project management, MIS, HRMS, data digitization. This how to strengthen the working of the municipal corporation, especially in the Uttar Pradesh. Uh, Technology, we are less technology saving as compared to the Kerala, but now things are moving very fast in the Uttar Pradesh. So we have entirely digitized the entire municipal corporation, all the records and all the functioning through these ERPs. So we have strengthened our uh, working procedure to deliver the people in a proper way. So technology enable us in that field also. The we have during the COVID, how we respond during the COVID with help of technology, I want to highlight here. Uh, we established public address system at the 40 places and 25 places variable messaging board. So through public address system, we use this public address system to aware the people about COVID. And variable messaging board, we flash the messages to the public how to take care from the COVID. And third, from the control and command center, we use in month of March, April and May, when most of the nursing homes, the private medical institution are closed. During that time, we launch a telemedicine and local medical association unit, they provide the doctors. So we successfully run the telemedicine and around thousands of the people take these services. That is the third important use of technology during the pandemic. I'm coming on the second topic of the public services deliveries issues. How technology enable us to deliver a good services to the citizen. During the COVID time, it is very difficult to submit the taxes at the counter. Large gathering happening at the counters. So we during COVID, we have digitized our entire system. So the entire tax collection become online. Earlier, my municipal corporation was not capable physically tax are collected. But during the COVID, with the help of the e-governance project of the smart city, we are enabled us to provide the all online services of the tax collection, utilities, licenses, all services, citizen face services become the online. That is the biggest success during the COVID in a smart city. And the second important thing, through help of the mobile app and ICCC, we deliver the essential services in the containment zone during the COVID time. The third important, we defined the containment zone with the help of GIS, as well as we map all positive COVID positive cases household and those who are in isolation. The entire houses are mapped on the GIS so that our municipal services, medical teams and police services use this platform and better deliver the services to the citizen. So from my city side, we have used the technology in a smart city to deliver the services to the citizen, as well as from the governance side, we have strengthened ourselves to provide the better services to the citizen. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think, the more and more I hear about how digital has helped during COVID times, how well have we really been able to, uh, you know, create opportunities in the city to serve the citizens well. This is so heartening, and technology playing a pivotal role in delivering such services. Uh, So I would kind of now go to the technology side of this discussion. Uh, See, what we have seen is that there is enormous amount of data that is getting generated in cities, and there are so many applications which are getting developed. A part of the transformation is to ensure, how do we ensure that internal facing and external facing there is convergence of applications, and there is a point where we could take decisions much easily because everything is getting converged onto one place. Similarly, there are different type of applications which are getting delivered in the cities. Some have real-time nature. Some are not required to be delivering real-time services, so on and so forth. So there is a lot of interplay in terms of what kind of technology plays well with this whole heterogeneous fabric, which is supposed to provide a very homogeneous, service to the citizens. So one of the area which probably is very important is the storage area. Is our storage area same for all kind of applications? Is a storage strategy a simple strategy to work with in the cities, or is there something more with it? Oftentimes, what I have seen is that we take storage as a out-of-box solution, and because there are some terabytes to be stored, let's take a terabyte storage, and our job is done. But as we heard from Mr. Satyaprakash Patel, ITMS, traffic management system, has been implemented. A lot of edge analytics is happening there. There is something called data in motion. If that analytics has to happen, so on and so forth, the command control in center, there's so much of correlation that's happening. And so storage to me is one of those important elements which has to be really looked at from the perspective of how is the application and outcomes of those application to be delivered to the citizens, and is storage playing an important role there. So let me call upon Mr. Jagan to let us know, how do you see storage playing a pivotal role in delivering right services?
Yeah.
After you.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Vivek. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Firstly, let me extend my warm welcome, and wishes to the esteemed panel here. Okay. Mr. Bala and Mr. Satya Prakash, gave us a very good perspective of how they are using technology to enhance the quality of lives of citizens in Trivandrum and Aligarh. Okay. So great examples. Okay. Okay, the smart cities initiative is really going to transform lives. Okay, in these. Now, okay, a lot of governance modeling, is primarily based on data. Okay? The data that we collect, on a daily basis across different interactions, okay? Both in services, and in citizen services. Okay? Now, all of them, need to be stored, okay, analyzed, preserved, okay, and meaningful information has to be created out of that for us to build actionable outcomes. Okay? So at the start, Vivek, you clearly highlighted that there is technology and there is outcome, right? Both of them will have to be married. Okay? And then all the examples which Mr. Bala and with Mr. Satya Prakash gave now highlight that, right? So how have they used the technology to improve women's safety? Mr. Bala spoke about it, right? How have we used technology to manage the pandemic effectively? Right? How have we used technology to manage traffic effectively in our cities? Right? How mobile transports have been actually developed? Right? So fundamentally, right, the underlying factor, okay, is data. Okay? The more effectively we use it, okay, the better the outcomes, right? So smart city governance, right, as far as I'm concerned, is an evolutionary curve, right? The more data we get, okay, the better we become, right? And how we use that data on a real-time basis, right, and how we archive it effectively and how we use it over a period of time, right, is going to determine, right, the success. Now, okay, right. Let me talk about Western digital first, okay, and then give you a perspective of right, importance of storage on, right, for smart city modeling. Okay? So Western Digital, right, is a global leader in storage infrastructure. Okay? We provide storage solutions for, right, all form of requirements, starting with the small, right, thumb drive USB to a consumer, to the high end of enterprise storage, right, for data centers, right. So we provide the building block storage. Okay, so much so that, right, more than 50% of data in the world actually, right, runs through a Western Digital technology. Okay, so right, that's our mission. Our mission is to actually create environments for data to thrive. Okay, globally we are seeing an explosion of data that is happening. Okay, one of the primary drivers for that is how governance is evolving, right, primarily through the smart cities model. Okay, now there are different types of data, as you rightly pointed out. Okay, depending on the application that we are using, right, for day-to-day governance like billing, right, ticketing, registrations like what Mr. Bala spoke about. All those things, right, will need to happen on a real-time basis. Okay? So we call this as fast data. Okay? So what that means is you need to have a system which is highly responsive, okay, which gives you the information as soon as you need it. Okay? Right, I was extremely happy when Mr. Bala said that, okay, we are looking at providing responses in milliseconds. Okay? So the way we are evolving is now, how do we build platforms that actually then be responsive in not just milliseconds, microseconds. Okay? And it's really important for us to give a great consumer experience, right? Let me take registration as one example, right? If you look at land registration or property registration that happens, one of the important aspects that we do is validation using a OTP. Okay? The OTP is generated, right, by a trigger from the system. It has to go back to the server, okay, do a comparison of the reference, and then it has to get back. Okay? The window, most of the time, that is provided in the system is to say within 30 seconds, I'll have to enter the OTP. Most of the times, right, you will have a challenge for that to come through. Okay? Now, this is fast data requirement, but fast data doesn't come in fast. Okay? The reason is, okay, you will need to have a particular type of storage for it to be responsive. Okay? So today we have technologies called solid state drives, okay, which will need to become a part of the storage servers that you're putting up, okay, right, either at the edge or in the cloud, okay, for you to have, right, responsiveness. Now, even that, okay, the next generation of that is called, right, NVMe technology, okay, so which takes it to the next level in terms of speed of responsiveness. Okay, so it's extremely important, right, to actually determine what type of storage solution is going to be storage technology is going to be a part of a server infrastructure that you're building, okay, to support a smart city. When it comes to fast data, same thing applies. Okay, the same thing applies, right, when you, right, look for, okay, right, analytics, right. So analytics is storing data, right, securely, safely, so that you can actually take it out over a period of time and then build patterns to find out, right, how to do town planning. Okay, right, what are the areas where I'm having traffic congestion? Okay, how do I ease that out? Okay, what is the right time for me to actually get into a city and do repair work? Okay, so all those things, right, can be identified by analyzing different chunks of data. Okay. Now, for this, you will need data which you collect over a period of time. It could be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, right? But all these things will need to be stored, okay, in safe containers. What that means is, okay, you are going to have humongous amount of data. Okay. So you need to have, right, the right kind of capacities that allow you to sustain in two parts, right? One is, okay, that should be an efficient in terms of operations. Okay, your storage infrastructure. Okay, you got to, right, in the case of a command and control center today, you started building data centers to support your command and control center operation, right? So that data center should be efficient in terms of, right, power and thermal. Okay, the footprint it occupies, so that your real estate cost is low. Okay, so overall, you got to have a storage technology which will allow you to have a low total cost of ownership, okay, so that your operations are efficient. Okay. The other aspect is to find out is, okay, does that technology have enough headroom, right? Enough headroom for you to, right, scale as we move forward, right? So that's the sustainability aspect. One is the operation aspect, and the other is suddenly you will find that you're full, your data center is full. Okay, you got to expand, right? Now, is it easily expandable, right? So today, right, most of the solutions you find out there are unified storage solutions where you have the hardware and software locked into one. Okay, whereas the global trend right now is to get into software-defined storage, where you physically and logically unlock hardware and software, so that whenever you want, you can keep adding storage, okay, and you can easily manage it, okay, right, at a very optimal cost. Okay, so that's another important technology that right, we will need to adopt, okay, right, as we move forward. And as Western Digital, okay, we are providing those building blocks too, okay, right, in the form of our storage platforms and storage servers, which can run independent of, right, any software you can port on it to actually do it. Okay. The last but not the least, right? So, okay, both, right, Mr. Bala and Mr. Satya Prakash, right, highlighted about, okay, installation of smart sensors, right? There are smart cameras, and then you have smart sensors too, right, for your other applications, right? It could be smart sensors come in energy management, waste management, okay, and a whole bunch of things. But let's focus on, right, smart cameras. Okay. Um, uh, they give brilliant examples of how they are doing traffic management by clearly identifying violators, okay, reading number plates, right, and the likes. Now, all these things, okay, require a very high response time, right, from the command and control center. Okay. Now, you can't have storage happening in the in the backend. Okay. The storage has to happen at the endpoint, right? So today you also have, in addition to the edge, okay, which is in between the sensor and the cloud, you also today started having endpoint, which is on the device. Okay, so you must have storage, right, on the device, right? So if I have if I'm installing, say, 1,000 cameras, right, all those 1,000 cameras will need to have, right, surveillance grade micro SD cards, okay, which will store information there, which is capable of handling the AA capability of those cameras, so that the decision can be instant, right? The command and control center can get get an alert, okay, and then they can go back and refer to additional data from wherever storage they want, right? So endpoint storage, okay, right, trying to have, right, a surveillance grade micro SD card, okay, right. In our case, our example is WD Purple micro SD cards. That's becoming very important, right? So at all levels, okay, in order to have, right, a seamless management of data, you have specific type of solutions which a smart city will need to actually look at, right, evaluate, right, and adopt, so that, right, as we look at, right, moving forward, we have a very efficient system of tech-led governance. Yeah, thank you, Vivek.
Thank you, Mr. Jagan. This was great to see how storage is playing its role in delivering responsive, connected, and sustainable solutions. Now we've heard about applications, we've heard about storage. Very important part, which is there's a lot of data and a lot of application that is getting developed in the cities. One of the most important thing that I think every city requires is how are we rightly user centric, and how are we delivering future insights. For example, we looked at the applications that have been delivered in Aligarh, applications that have been delivered in Thiruvananthapuram. All of them point to a very pertinent point, which is that your application stack and your data capabilities have to be really right to deliver at the right time for the right purpose. The question for you, Mr. Akhilesh, is what, according to you, should be the strategy of getting these applications and data right? And how do we achieve responsiveness, connected, and a sustainable experience in our cities by picking up the right choices in that stack? Up to you.
Just a
Thank you.
second.
Thank you, Vivek.
Before Akhilesh, just a minute. Before Akhilesh speaks, I would like to welcome Mr. Rohit Bansal also. He is the advisor Agra Smart City. He has joined recently. So I just wanted to welcome him. Akhilesh, you can
Sure.
continue now. Thanks.
Good morning, Mr.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek, and good morning to all, and good morning to all the participants and delegates who joined us on Saturday morning. So let me start. Let me start by 5 years back or 6 years back rather, when we started this smart city programs. Obviously, there are a lot of understanding, and we started a journey
which was not taken by anywhere in the world. We planned one of the most advanced technology transformation project, and looking at the various aspect of the smart city or the city administration, environmental, traffic management, transport management, and all those areas. Uh, when we started this, there was no one definition. Every city started with their own approach, own understanding. They started drafting their own city plan and their requirements, and the citizen participated. So a lot of input came in from a citizen, from a aspiration, etc., and a lot of funding requirements, sustainability, etc., was planned. However, in last 3 4 years, we all know how this shaped up. But having said that, a lot of cities have we have got a lot of learnings, and there's something which has worked for the city, something which we have observed like not working for the sub cities. One key factor which we have learned is like one success model in particular city may not be applicable for all other cities. So replication of success also is not that easy when it comes to city and the smart city implementation. However, like as Bala sir said, in Trivandrum, what he mentioned about the integration of a technology, there are a couple of points where we talk about is whether the technology which you have selected is capable enough to integrate any future application, any future sensors or IoTs or any other city aspiration when we talk about integration with the command control center. While we are planning for the integrated command control center, whether your command control center or the city as a platform is capable enough to integrate all these services and new technology. While we everybody talks about the future proofing of technologies, cameras, etc., but we all know what was available 5 years back, it is obsolete already. And maybe by the time by the time you go for tendering process, and by the time you select your technology and implement after a year, that particular technology may be obsolete. But what you can actually achieve is the platform, because platform is built up for the 10 years. It's not for 5 years, it's not for 2 years. Camera can obsolete in 3 years or 4 years, but platform city as a platform cannot be obsolete. We have to plan something which is sustainable, which can be used, which can be used by citizen, by the administration for the next 10 years or maybe 15 years. That is where the role of Oracle and the companies like Oracle probably jumps in, where we provide this kind of city as a platform service, where we come up with the integration product, etc. So I'll talk about that later. Second point, sir, Satyaprakash sir said about the business platform, and what he talked about was the how revenue was increased by use of an ERP. An effective implementation of a business platform or city platform actually gives you leverage to enhance, monetize, enhance the revenue, because end of the day, after 5 years of contract, sustainability of the smart city, sustainability of the solution and technology, it's very important. Second part where it comes is how we are delivering the services to the citizen. End of the day, we all know like the moment city defines that we are live with the mobile application, etc., everybody expect services to be delivered like a corporate entity. Whether your platform, whether your application which you have selected, whether your application is capable enough to deliver that kind of SLAs or service level or maybe quality of service, which you call it. So these two aspects probably when we look at the phase two of smart city, if I can say, while most of the cities, going for that, that is where we need to look at this particular aspect. How are we looking at city as a platform, and how are we looking at a business application? What we have observed, and I'm sure you all would agree, most of the smart city implementation is about ICCC at this point of time, talking about ITMS, which definitely has given a lot of benefit and enhanced the behavioral change. I can observe this behavior change in Delhi for sure. There are a lot of cameras. People are within the speed limits and worried about the challans, etc. So all these aspects obviously enhance the quality of life for a citizen. But how we are delivering the public services, how we are looking at future proofing the integration part of it, that is very, very important. And I would like to talk about a couple of more points. You know, when we plan for technology, there are a lot of point solutions which we come in, very specialized solution. Is this specialized solution getting integrated with your command control center? Is this all like Bala sir said, they're planning for more than 50 or 100 services? There must be tens of applications, as part of this, while the it's under development at this point of time. Uh, but sir, a lot of cities have already gone through this transformation. One thing which comes out, and which we can take a learning from a lot of global cities who may not have got for ICCC, but one thing which is key here is the integration of all these applications in one common platform where interdata, your transaction to data, like maybe a revenue management or maybe any PPP application, how this getting reflected to your ERP and administration. That is the key aspect, and I feel like cities should probably look at these two aspects. One is integration, which Trivandrum is definitely looking into it, and what Satya Prakash sir has achieved already in Aligarh uh, with the help of ERP and the business platform. I would call it as a more like a business platform because he's talking about property management, he's talking about administration, he's talking about finance and revenue management. So all this how integrate and deliver a better platform for a citizen engagement. I think with this, Vivek, over to you. Happy to take any questions in this regard.
Thank you, Mr. Akhilesh. That was quite insightful. We're now joined by Dr. Rohit Bansal, advisor, Agra Smart City. Agra has a very different historic relevance to us. A city. I have spent a lot of time, so I have a different affinity for the city. So I would like to know how are you changing our experience in Agra?
Yes, first of all, good morning to group members. And I would like to share the technology which we are using, especially after this COVID center. We use especially as a war room center to control and command center. Agra was the first city when the patient was reported who came back from Italy and found positive. Then immediately the administration took decision that we should convert control command center as COVID ward center. And all administrators were totally dependent on control and command center. And they were searching every part. I can say the people are maintaining the distance of 1.5 to 2 feet distance, whether they are maintaining or not. And crowd is there, and then alert will go to concerned police chowki and they will take care. They will resolve it. Similarly, they have assigned the task to civil defense person. Then, if surrounding 1 kilometer distance, if you find the person and who are suffering from COVID, then they assisted people to send them to concerned COVID hospital or emergency. And similarly, that they have done the mutual discussion with grocery person, vegetable vendors, then they will take care of concerned ward, they will supply doorstep delivery. These were the things which I can say really helped because we could complete control and command center on time and every parameter that helped us. And similarly, if we see the transformation part, because Agra came in second round, the majority project we have already completed. So we are taking the advantage in garbage collection also due to RFID tech and fleet management because the n number of vehicles we are having in municipal corporation as well as smart cities. And by giving that to private contractor, we have found the two advantages. Like fleet size, we can reduce by saying to contractor that if one officer is coming to the concerned office and that is sure that he will stay back for 4 or 5 hours, and same vehicle can be used with 3 4 officers. and by that we have reduced the fleet size also. Similarly, if I am going on the smart lighting, which has already applied in Agra, that is smart LED lighting, and we have taken that 2 years before as a pilot project. So, sir, in concern 10 watts, we have started that. If traffic is less, then some light will get off and some light will get dim. And if accident is there, then beam size, light beam will enhance. And these were the things. Smart health center was another part which helped a lot during COVID time also, because majority doctors were not seeing the patient, and that time it was real task how to manage the things due to again smart technologies. And we have already we are having 10 smart centers in Agra city, and this was the, again I can say, the part of this smart city project, and which was completed just last year. And the patient were connected with a doctor, and they were sending their reports digitally, and doctor was seeing the reports, and they were prescribing the medicine, and from e-pharmacy they were getting the medicines also. And if we are talking the this part, if I will say that recently, that's yesterday, that government has taken decision, if the mutation part, the mutation, if it is applied within 45 days, it will be sorted out, it will be sent through this, I should say, the application will be sent on computer itself by, and they will get the mutation certificate also by same. If that will not, the concerned person will not get that certificate, then within for next 3 days, that more than zonal officer, higher rank than zonal officer will be responsible for that, then ultimately it will go to municipal commissioner. So these are the advantages broadly I can say. Otherwise, majority thing that we have done and already we have applied, and we are getting the advantage, taking the advantage in Agra. Anything which you want to know more that I can tell in details?
Yeah, I think one specific question I would probably ask you is, because it's a tourist destination for the world.
Yes.
What are those specific things from the smartness perspective that you're providing to the tourists, which would really change their experience of visiting Agra, and more
Yes.
importantly, Red Fort and Taj Mahal?
Right. Certainly, it is a major important part for tourists. But three things they were concerned regarding they were saying that from Delhi to Agra is just 2 hour run. But after entering in Agra, it takes again 2 hours. This was the first problem. Second was problem which, in fact, Honorable Minister discussed with me when I was discussing. Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri ji was saying that major problem is garbage, bad smell when tourist is entering in Agra. That is another issue. And third thing was safety of the tourists. And all three parameter I can say that smart city projects helps. First thing I will say, this is because we have in ITMS project we have taken 67 crossings and 484 cameras are already in work. Due to that, we are able to manage the traffic. And second part, because as we are knowing in this road will be congested and traffic is higher side, so that driver can take the another shortest available route, he can change the route. This is a major part due to the reduction in time to reach surrounding to Taj or Agra Fort. Second part, garbage management, because we are having a RFID tag with municipal corporation garbage collecting vans, and we are seeing the right time at the location of that fleet or that van, and we are ensuring that earlier people were not reaching time, were not collecting the garbage on time. So that is taken care, because everything is available on a screen. So they are also, employees are also alert that we should do the thing on timing. And third part, which I was saying regarding the safety, because of every part is taken care digitally. So every hotel is giving all the data, and they are depositing tax on that behalf only, if because if they are having a room size of 20, 50, and they are calculating that garbage collection will be that much amount garbage will be there, and on that ground only they are sending the pickup vans. So every hotel which were not under the I can say documentation, now every hotel is covered under the records. So they are also aware if any person is entering, so that we should have all the details. These are the three things which are major part, and it is already taken care.
Thank you, Dr. Bansal. That is quite insightful. So I think we're left with some last 7 or 8 minutes to really sum up this discussion. Uh, what I really heard from all the panelists was, one, that technology has been used to really reach out with the right services at the right time to the citizens. That's one thing that we have achieved in our cities. Second, we have been able to identify newer opportunities as far as revenue management and generation are concerned. So, latent inefficiencies in the system. We've been able to find that, and we have been able to build economy around it. So, which is again very important when we set sustainability. How is digital bringing sustainability? It's also about understanding what are the new opportunities. For example, if you really look at data, now there is so much of data that is going to get generated in the cities, and going forward basis, how are we going to really use that data to build new services? Because whatever service has been delivered today is going to be stale in 3 or 4 years. Users will feel and have a need to feel new services, new insights. I mean, I think today citizens like me are becoming greedy because we are being pampered with so much of work. I mean, everything getting done at home. There's no need to. I have not seen a government office in last 2 years. I can tell you honestly, for everything there is a process available on mobile app. And I think how do citizens really continuously value this, and citizens bring new innovation. Maybe data can pull up these new insights, provide for new services that can be built over a period of time. Sustainability will come from there. I think today users are also shifting expectations, but they're also willing to pay for those expectations. How do we really make it a balanced view in terms of, as we go along, as you need more, how do we ensure that everybody gets what they need to get? Again, another a very important point which Mr. Bala Kiran picked up was equity. I think equity in governance has to percolate in the systems and thereby the services. And I think digital, we've been able to do a pretty decent job of making it available to everybody, irrespective of socioeconomic considerations or anything else. So I think just to sum up, I believe most of our cities are trying to understand responsiveness, sustainability, and all of these aspects very clearly. However, there's a lot of journey that has to be traveled to ensure that we become completely resilient in our approach towards technology development in the city. So that's how I feel. We could sum up this discussion. Off to you, Sudhir, for the closing remarks, if any.
Thank you very much, Vivek, for wonderfully moderating this session. It has been enriching, and we got it was a well balanced panel. We had like three representatives from the government sector administration and three from the industry with the rich experience. We could get the insights from the heritage city Thiruvananthapuram by Mr. Balakiran, and also by Mr. Satya Prakash from the Aligarh, uh, and also the historic city Agra from Dr. Rohit Bansalji. And thank you very much, Jagan, from the Western Digital, and Akhilesh, Avinash from Oracle, for putting forward your wonderful insights. We would plan to document this particular insights and solution which have been put forward now, and it would also be going to various stakeholders in the government of India, and those who couldn't join us. I mean, so various smart cities. We are will This session will be followed by many other aspects of smart cities. We will document all this in our the conference report, and try to bring it out through our magazines. Thank you very much. I would request. We also have a very beautiful walkthrough to the expo area. We have a very good feeling walkthrough to the expo area where several organizations have put forward their videos, the document papers providing solutions. And I would also request all the viewers, audience who have joined us through this platform also to visit the area and experience various solutions. With this, I would like to thank all our panelists, moderator, and speakers from across the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.